Hi to all my viewers out there on YouTube, and thank you for subscribing. And I do wish that you would subscribe if you do enjoy my videos. Um, it's a beautiful sunny day out here. I've moved myself into my sunroom, which is wonderful because sunshine is always good for our happiness. Today I'm going to focus on our negative emotions and our negative self-talk and how to get out of that negative loop of thinking that sometimes is ingrained in us through our family and through our cultures and negative, reframing all that negative thinking. I am Linda May, the happiness coach, and please go and find my Positivity Path page, for I will be launching my course soon. I'm working on my modules, and once my modules are done, I will be up and launching to allow people to join me with my positive course, and it will be a mixture of learning and coaching to get you into the positive mind thinking and out of those negative thought patterns. So, negative thinking. A lot of people think negatively. They really don't think um, that they're worthy of anything. I can't do this. I won't do that. A lot of the thinking is around um, we shouldn't do this, or men shouldn't cry, or I'm never lucky. It's all negative. It's all negative, and it's not really what your purpose. Not your purpose. I'm sorry. It's not always what your actual inner being could be. Like, we are so much more than our own potential, and a lot of us don't realize that. We just need to get out of the negative thinking patterns of being fearful of what we think, and a lot of the anger in the world and the division amongst people in the world is all related to negative thinking patterns. I'm better than them. They're this. They're that. Like, it's just a constant mirage of negativity that creates. So if you consciously change your thinking towards a positive mindset and get out of those negative thinking patterns, you will be a much happier person. Um, Negative thinking really does influence your health overall. It influences your hormones. It influences how you feel. Your emotions really do affect your physical feeling and your body. When you feel more positive, you feel better in a general sense. In order to feel wonderful, you need to have love. You need to have joy in your life. You need to have laughter. You need to have people around you that you enjoy and that are positive around you, as well as gratitude for everything, helping people, not being self centered, like just being out there for the greater good of humanity, I guess you could say, in small ways, and other people do it in big ways. Volunteering is extremely important to change negative thinking patterns. Open up your mind to realize that people are actually good overall. You cannot judge people by who they are. I mean, not who they are, by where they came from, what family they came from, their economic status, their culture, where they live, how they dress. You need to address people and figure out who they really are, if they are a kind, wonderful person, or if they are living under a facade of negativity, negative thoughts, creating a lot of anger in amongst groups of people, and creating interfighting amongst, like, especially family members and um, cultural groups and people just who are different than everybody else. Listen to your thoughts about what you think about something, and give yourself time to realize why. Why do I think that way? Is it negative? How can I turn that around to be a positive thought? Like, I'm never going to do that, when you can really actually try, and you really can do more than you think you can do. I never thought I would ever be able to do this in my life. This was a huge wow, because this was not me, but it is now, because I got out of my negative thinking patterns and my negative self talk. When you tell yourself that you can't, or you won't, or you're not good enough, you're going to believe that, and that's what your thinking is going to end up being in your life, because what you believe is what you create. If you believe positivity about yourself, then you're going to create positivity around you, because like attracts like. If you have positive people around you, you're going to be more positive. You're going to speak in more positive manners. You're not going to be in negative patterns of thinking. You're not going to be judging other people or gossiping about people, or talking negatively about other people who may be very different than you, but that's okay. There's lots of people that are different than us out there in many different ways. People are very interesting. I always loved going to like a mall, and you call it people watching, and if you could just sit there and you just watch people walk by with not judgment, just curiosity, because everybody's different. It's so interesting to see how people love to dress different ways. They have different hairstyles. They just have different way about them. But everybody being different is wonderful. We can't all be the same. Some people strive to be like other people, but that's impossible because you're you. You're not like other people. So you can't really be like other people. But the humankind is a very social animal, and we strive, and we not strive, what's the word? We actually thrive on being social animals, about having a social circle around us, about being accepted in social circles. And some people pick the social circles that they want to align with, and they change their behavior and their thought patterns in order to be with the group that they want to be with. It isn't necessarily who they are. It's changing their beliefs to align with the group that they want to be a part of, because that group may be popular, or that group may be maybe something they want to aspire to. Maybe it's a positive group, and that's great. If it's a positive group and you're changing your positive thinking around positive people, that changes your life in a positive way. But if you're trying to get into a group that's I'm like on a really negative level, is people like gangs who draw in young people because they want to be accepted into a group, because maybe they had a terrible life, maybe they weren't acknowledged by their mother or their parents, and maybe they had a bad life either in fighting within the family, or they left home or they might have been drugged. I don't know, any reason. There's all kinds of reasons young people leave a family that isn't necessarily loving and leave for a cultural group like a gang or a cult. They believe exactly what they're told. They change their behaviors and their thought patterns according to what is aligned with the people in the social situation that they want to be with, and they start thinking in those ways. And those thinking patterns you actually start to believe, and you don't realize that they may not be true. They're just made up thoughts from people that have been influencing you. So I would say to sit down with yourself in private without anybody around you and really think about who you are, what aligns with your values. Your values are very important. Everything should align with the values that you value for yourself. And everybody has deep-seated values that, if they're crossed, sometimes they feel very rejected, or they feel negative about that. It has bad emotion. Feel the emotions about who you are, what you want out of life. What is it that you really want? You need to strive for what you really want. You need to make a plan, and you need to write it down and strive, because don't think about the what if patterns of the future. People are always tied up in what if this happens or what if that happens. So they live in a little bit of fear about, afraid of what might happen in the future. Well, I'm not going to do that because, this might not happen, or what if this happens? I'm not going to do that because what if this happens? You don't know what the future is going to hold for you. You don't know what path it's going to bring you down. Just make the right choices and don't worry about the future. Oh, you can plan far ahead for things like trips and things like that, or what your future aspirations are, but that's all in your life goals and your aspirations, and that's what you need to work towards. Not being fearful of what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day or down the road, or what if I do this, that's going to happen. Don't worry about it, because honestly, you choose the path that you want to go down, you choose what you want to do, and no one else can tell you what you can do. You're going to have negative emotions come up, and those negative emotions you need to sit with. You need to realize why you're having those negative emotions, because negative emotions can alert you to something that is in your life that needs to be changed, or something that isn't right. If you're having an emotion and you're not feeling it, some people say, I had a gut feeling about that. Well, that is a negative emotion. That is a situation that you need to sit with. Think about your thoughts and realize that negativity brought in and it's a continuous circle of negativity. To make an effort to change your negative thinking patterns to positive ones, and then you will think positively all the time. I'm going to post in my posts on YouTube here a handout that I had gotten by doing a 30-day challenge with Christy Whitman, who is a wonderful spiritual person on YouTube that I was following, and she was doing something on change your words, change your thoughts, thinking positive. So change your I can't to I will, or I don't like, I hate that, or I don't like that, to I don't prefer that. I'm going to share that with everybody because it was really inspiring for me to actually realize that the thoughts that we have, if you just change the words a little bit, they don't mean negativity. They just mean that you don't really prefer that, or you don't really want that, or don't do things that you don't prefer just because people think that you should. Do what you want. Do what feels right. Keep it positive. Don't judge other people for what they do, because everybody has a different idea what they want to do in life. And positive thoughts cultivate happiness, and they trigger positive behaviors. And once you have positive behaviors, it's like a cycle. So if you have negative behaviors, you're creating a negative cycle of negativity. Negative behaviors attract negative people, which again bring in more negative thoughts, which again attract more negative thoughts in people, and it perpetuates. So in order to get into the cycle of positive thinking, you need to get out of the negative thought track. You need to stop talking about yourself as if you're not good enough. I can't, I won't, I'm not good enough. Notice the times in your life when you're talking about yourself, about things in your life, and you're talking negatively about yourself. It's not really true. If you change that around, of course you are going to believe that, because that's what you're telling yourself. If you tell yourself you're wonderful, you're powerful, you are strong, and you're smart, and you can learn things and learn from other people. Have inspiring people in your life, people that you look up to, people that are what you want to aspire to be, and follow that path. Don't follow negative things. Don't watch all those horrible things on TV, politics. Please stay out of it. I know that politics in the world is a really big thing for everybody right now, but if you continually focus on it, it brings a lot of negativity into your life, and a lot of anger, and a lot of judgment. Yeah, there's judgment. Of course, there's not great people in the world, and we all know about that, of course, but is there something you can do about that on a daily basis? Is it affecting your daily life? And if it is, you need to look for a path that is going to be a more positive path, and not just cycle in the negative emotions. Stay out of all those groups that just bash other people, bash other groups, and it's just so awful in the world right now. But if you don't become part of that, like, stand up for yourself, stand up for your what you believe in, and stand up for and do positive things in your life, and it will change it around very quickly. I really was not aware of all the negative self-talk that I was giving myself all the time. I never really thought I could ever do this, because I'm afraid of that. But you know what? I'm not afraid. Why am I afraid? You have to. If you judge people, they're going to judge you. So I don't judge people. And you know what? I'm hoping they don't judge me, but you know what? It doesn't affect me whether they do, because that's their problem. A big thing about turning to a positive lifestyle is to analyze your life. Who do you hang around with? What messages are they giving you? What is the general overall view of your friends, your social groups? What is it you talk to them about? Is it negative? Do you sit there and complain about other people? Do you gossip? Those are things that are negative behaviors, and social patterns. People don't want to ditch their friends. You don't necessarily have to ditch your friends. You just have to think in a more positive manner. You need to think more independently, being yourself. And if some things don't align with your values, or the things that you really do truly believe, don't believe the things that don't believe in the group ideas. Figure out what your own beliefs are and what your own desires are in life, and follow that path. If you're around those people, there's a great chance that your positivity will rub off on those of your social group, because positivity creates positivity. If you're around positive people, it creates a more positive environment, and less negative self-talk, and less hatred, which is the worst part of it. I really hate when people say, oh, I just said hate. I really dislike when people say hate, because it is a really strong word, and it's just like, hate is so horrible. It's what drives people to kill one another. And I try to never say hate, and when people say hate, I always change it tell them to change it and say, you really don't hate that. You just dislike it. You may not choose it, you know, but you really don't hate it. Like, hate is so bad. You know, I really hope that there's not going to be a whole lot of hate in this world, because that's what drives all the anger and the wars in the world, and the separation and the but just remember that you are a unique individual in the world. Everybody has their own thought patterns. Everybody has their own context of their views of what the world is, and absolutely everybody has a different view on what they see when they're looking at something. It's strange because my husband and I will explain something to him as to how I see it, like anything, and he will tell me, well, this is what I saw, and we're looking at exactly the same thing, and we are seeing it in two completely different ways, because perspective is everything. Everybody has a different perspective, and you have to there's that again, don't worry, it's going to go soon. You have to respect other people's perception on how they see the world, because everybody sees the world in a different subjective perspective, and the world is a beautiful place, and when you notice things and you notice the beauty in the world, it can make you a better person, and it can make you more positive, because the world is meant to be positive and beautiful, and us live in harmony with it, and not be negative and self-deprecating of everybody and everything in the world, you know. Just enjoy it. Go on a walk in nature. I think that's one of the most soothing things that happens for me. People that live in these concrete cities and jungles like Toronto, I really can't even take it. You know, if you like that, that's your thing, that's great. I need to get out in nature. I love birds, I love flowers. I have my little waterfall here beside me. I've created my little space in my sunroom here at the back where the sun shines in all day long. And it's beautiful, and I was waiting for the winter to pass, as we don't heat this room, so I'm out here in the spring, and I'm really happy to be out here for the first time in May, and tomorrow is Mother's Day. Yes, I'm going to see my children tomorrow, of course, and their children, my grandchildren, and it's a happy time for us. So I really hope that everybody has a wonderful Mother's Day, and I'm not going to make this too much longer. I think you get bored if I just ramble on. Just remember, stay out of your negative thinking, keep in a positive mindset, be mindful of the emotions that your thoughts bring up, change your thoughts to positive, and check out my my post that I'm going to put on from Christy Whitman about change your words. It was really inspiring. Be inspired by positive people in your life, and just do what you want to do as much as you want to do it. We are way stronger and powerful than we imagine, all of us. Don't be fearful of it. Do what you want to do, and make steps to find your path and realize what your desires in life are. I'm going to sign off. Happy Mother's Day to all you wonderful mothers. Thank you for watching me. I hope you enjoy all this. There will be more to come, and like and subscribe down below. Don't worry, I'm going to be getting my advertising thing up soon. I have to find out how to do that. But it's an ongoing journey, and hopefully soon my course will be up and running, and I hope some of you will be willing to join me to improve your life to be more positive, and learn how to turn it around and live a more positive life. Have a great day, everyone.